Oh, get the... No, we're not making it through here. I'm gonna scrape all through here. No way I can make it through that. No way I can make it up, actually. No, I'm calling it. I'm calling it. No, we're going for it. No, you didn't misread the video title. And yes, we are going on an adventure in the XC today. What kind of adventure is that, might you ask? Well, we've got a couple of essentials here. We got the super cheap auto, mini air compressor. We got the Max Tracks, the tire deflator. Honestly, if I need more than that, then something's gone horribly wrong and I'm just gonna have a bad time regardless. So I actually have no idea where I'm going. I'm just gonna go exploring. There's a lot of sand roads out here, so I'm gonna go exploring. Hopefully one of them leads to a nice beach spot where I can unpack, crack a white monster, maybe jump in the water, depending if the shark siren's going off. I've lived all around Australia. I've never seen a helicopter that strafes up and down the coast all day just for the sole purpose of alerting swimmers to sharks. That's what we have here in WA. That's even if I make it to the beach. So, car's all packed. I'm gonna jump in, hit the road, and see where we end up.
Fight! Enemies of metal! Your death is our reward!
Alright, so to embrace the full driving culture, I've got to make the first stop. Now, the first stop of any full driving adventure is McDonald's. I don't even know what for. I just got to get something from Macca's, so I know. I'll get to the drive-thru and see what they got on the menu and we'll go from there.
What can I get for you?
Can I please get a, I'll get a big arch burger, please.
Yeah, large in a large meal by itself.
Just by itself, please.
Anything else?
That's all, thank you.
Oh, you're ready.
Cheers. Thank you so much. Cheers, you too. Kind of panicked when I got there, and the Macca's like menu board doesn't show everything they have. It just shows you random things, and the biggest picture on there was the big arch burger. So I'll just grab one of those. I'm not even that bloody hungry. But I'm committed to this full driving lifestyle. Come on! We're at the entry to the full driving area now. Huh, look, we're off to a great start. Bit of a car graveyard here. This is just part of the full driving adventure, is finding old treasures that belong to the Australian land. It's connecting to our culture, which is burnt out Commodores, it seems. And, you know, what's that, like an early model Navara or something like that? What is Australiana without burnt out cars? You can see there's a side road there for vehicles that don't quite have the ground clearance that I have, that aren't quite as confident as me when it comes to four-wheel driving and off-road touring. Made it to this area. I don't know what to bloody call it. And for such an avid four-wheel driver like myself, I've got no idea what I'm doing out here, but can you not say that's made for it? Look at it. It looks like it bloody belongs there. That looks like a poster. That's something straight out of the 70s that you'd see advertising this car. This thing can do anything. This is the ultimate touring car. And it was right about here when I looked down at my fuel gauge and realised through all my preparation, I forgot to go to the servo and get petrol. It was in the red, the needle was in the red. Now I was going up a hill, so obviously that's going to make it appear lower, but I had no idea. I couldn't remember the last time I looked at my fuel gauge, so when I saw the needle in the red, I called it, I turned around and got out of there. Alright, rookie error. I'm at the petrol station now. which is 15 minutes away from where I was. I had to drive all the way back, go to the petrol station. Rookie four-wheel driving error. I can't believe I made that, seeing as I'm such an experienced overlanding enthusiast. Anyways, we'll fill her up and we'll get straight back to where we were. All right, we're back at it. We're back where we left off at the base of the hill. Now, I've kept this shot in here not because it's hectic four-wheel drive action, but just because of how good the car looks going over this terrain. God, just look at it. Look at the grille, everything about this car is beautiful. So at this point I thought I'd get the drone out and get a nice little shot of just how far we've come, and the Falcon in the middle of nowhere. And it was right at this point that I realised just how much further I've got to go, because the ocean is very far in the distance. So I packed up my drone, and in the famous words of Russell Coit, I said, "Time to hit the road. It is." What was that? Was that Yoda? As expected, chewing up the trails. Nothing can stop the XC. I can't even imagine just how hard this thing would go if I locked the diff, you know what I'm saying? Welded the diff, because it is open center. But there's just no need for it. She just cruises through. Now, the only other cars I've passed out here are four-wheel drives. Nerds. Thinking they need the greatest technology just to get through minor inconveniences to the XC Falcon. Oh mate, look at it. Scalable as all hell. Look at this, just crawls up it. Not a worry. To be honest, this doesn't really feel like a four-wheel driving adventure without something going drastically wrong, and then I'm able to get the clickbaity title of, you know, something crazy. But it's hard for something to go wrong when you're driving something so purpose-built like the Falcon. Actually, as I say that, I've got no idea where the hell I am. Oh my God, I'm lost. I'm gonna have to drink my own piss. No, I know exactly where I am. Ooh, baby, I think I'm gonna have to speed up here. Oh, it just rolls over it. All these four-wheel drive guys I'm driving past, you know, they're worried about 33-inch tyres and ground clearance and suspension travel. Mate, I got some 205/60 14s, some sunny day tyres, you know what I'm saying? Some Ling Nangs, if you will. I'm still running 32 PSI. Oh, Jesus. All right, I'm gonna have to actually back up here. That's part of being a four-wheel driver, is being able to assess your line, you know, reassess where you're going, choose the best strategy for your build. And the best strategy for this build is straight the fuck up the middle, you know what I mean? I'm kidding, it's whatever is safest. All right, now part of four-wheel drive culture, for those of you who are uninitiated, don't partake in it on the reg like myself, but you gotta be able to identify sacred spots that you don't want to desecrate, something you want to keep as natural as possible. Now what we have here is a fireplace from an AU Falcon driver. Plenty of crushed VB tinnies laying around, and there's some distinct single tire like dig marks going out of this area, showing an open center differential and plenty of lead foot, which correlates with AU Falcon drivers almost to the T. Now, as someone who is also driving a Falcon, I'll respect this area and I'll leave it be, and we'll continue on our adventure in our overlanding machine. Straight up, I packed the maxi tracks. I packed the bloody air pump thing and I need to get myself out of trouble here. Nah, don't need them. Put them in the bin. I'm throwing them out when I get home. Because if I don't need them for the XC Falcon, I don't want the vehicle for which I do need them. Hole in the fuel tank. Woo! Wouldn't that be freaking hilarious? All right, so we've got our first challenge, this decent sized hill. We might fail challenge number 1. The only way to see is to gun it up and just, oh mate, she's cruising up. Mate, I don't know what I was worried about. All right, now we've got to come down. I don't know what is waiting for us down here, but I'm sure the Falcon can handle it. Not concerned about the paint, because like you've seen in the last video, it's not that great. Oh shit. All right, we've got a buttload of rocks here. Oh no. All right, I'm gonna have to navigate. Oh jeez. We might actually be, nah. I think we're cooked here. I think we're actually cooked. Nah, there's no way. Oh. Nah. No way we made it through that. No way. I didn't even hear a rock scrape or anything. Oh, I'm convinced this is the greatest non-four wheel drive ever. All right, we've got a couple more little rockies here, but these are nothing compared to the fact we just went through that section and didn't even scrape the diff or anything, or even the sway bar connecting bolts, because they hang down quite a bit. So I was concerned about those coming out here. Need not be though. All right, now we've got some sand coming up. So what I'm doing is I'm using the drone just to scout ahead to make sure I don't get halfway and meet with a four-wheel drive. But it is Monday, so we should be pretty clear. All right, this sun is absolutely cooking my arm too. I'm gonna have a burnt, crisp chip for a right arm. Cruises over it. All right, now I've got a bit of a tight area coming up here. Scared ahead with the little drone. My main concern is A, sand, and B, if someone comes up behind us and they're just looking at me like, you are a bloody moron. And my only response to that is, yeah, yes I am. Why else am I up here in a 50? This is the worst idea I reckon I've ever had. This is by far probably one of the top 3 stupidest things I've ever done. Or top 3 best. Oh, get no, we're not making it through here. I've got to turn around. No turning around. Oh, I think I've got to do some turning around. I'm gonna scrape all through here. No way I can make it through that. No way I can make it up, actually. No, I'm calling it. I'm calling it. We made it this far, but let me show you just what made me call this off. Now I've got to hurry here before someone comes up behind me and I can't do a U-ey, but just check this out. This section here, I could probably get down it. Now my main concern is getting back up, because this section here, if my diff gets stuck on that, coming up, I'm fucking cooked. Although I'm sure I could dig it out, but yeah, I don't know. Just belongs out here really, doesn't it? No, we're going for it. RIP boys, there's no turning back now. All right, we've made it down. Nothing really made any contact from what I heard. So I do have the shovels in the back. Hopefully we can flatten that ridge out when we come back this way. G'day, Cover. Hey mate, which is the best way to the beach?
What's up?
All right, that's the first scrub. I don't think we're getting back up here. Oh, we are fucked. Now here's what I am terrified about is this sand here. I don't want to get bogged in the sand, but to be honest, sand is easy to get out of. I've got the tracks, I've got the tire deflator, the pump and everything. All right, I'm starting to scrape now. Ooh. All right, starting to hear a couple little noises. All those sections I can go back over. To be honest, the XC just plows on through. All right, let me check the GPS, see where we're at. Now I've really got to attribute my success here to the white line sway bars. They've really kept the wheels on the ground this whole time. And I'm getting my money's worth out of them, that's for damn sure. Right, so we haven't quite made it yet. We've just got to send it up this hill and a little bit further to go after this. I've just got to hope I do not get bogged here. She's a bit ruddy. I'm gonna call this hill Kevin. Oh, I'm not even tapping the throttle. I'm breathing on the throttle. I might need to get through this bit. Let me give it some bickies. Oh, didn't even need to give it any bickies, mate. Bloody hell. The question was, is a 47-year-old car better than most new cars you can buy? Well, let me ask you this. Could a new sedan in the year 2025 make it here? The answer, absolutely fucking not. Right boys, here's the situation now. I've got the XC here and I said, can a modern car get to this destination? Probably not, but can the XC get back? Probably not also. Really should have bloody thought this through. Brought someone with me with a recovery capable four-wheel drive. But I don't let that negative speak get to me because, God. The next step is to basically take it up that dune and get a proper shot of the ocean. But as you can see, from the four-wheel drives that have centered up there. This is not the Dubai desert. I can't limiter bash this thing and send it up that hill and just absolutely gun it. This will just bog down. As soon as it starts to go on the incline, that is very soft sand up there. And whilst I am a believer in the capabilities of the XC Falcon, I'm not a silly goose that can think it can make it up a soft sand beach hill. I reckon this has got to be a first. The first time an XC Falcon has ever seen this spot. I really want to see the fucking ocean though. There's a little road right here. Does this lead to the beach as well? So I ran up the road just to see just how far the XC would have to go to reach the water. And this is where I said, nah, I've got to call it here. The sand's just way too soft. I've already pushed my limits enough as is. And also I'm doing the voiceover now because, as you could probably tell, my microphone was playing up and it was cutting in and out between the GoPro and the mic that I had on. So this one was just catching bulk wind noise. And in the clips to come, I've had to edit them a bit. I was saying before, I kind of wanted to make it through there before someone came up behind me. And I was hoping no one would be behind me. You know, making it through, going through the four-wheel drive tracks in this car is a bit like being at the ATM at 2 AM in the morning. You really don't want someone behind you. Because chances are, you're gonna have a really bloody bad time. And straight after that, I tried to get the car into a position where I could take a pretty cool photo, and this will learn me. I ended up getting bogged for the first time this whole trip. Although it's barely bogged, this was but a minor inconvenience for the mighty XC Falcon. The XC just plowed out of it. A little bit forwards action, a little bit backwards action, mate. She was out, and now we'll head on out. Cheers, bro. Righto, here's the section that's no going back now. All the easy stuff's done. This is where shit gets real. This I'm not looking forward to. But it must be done. Let's get the seatbelt on and bloody send it. Now, one thing does concern me is a couple of the four-wheel drives went past me. They went in the other direction on the way back. Sorry, just got to concentrate here for a little bit. They went another direction to what I'm going. And I just looked at my GPS, that does also lead back and it's a little bit shorter. However, I didn't come that way, so I don't know what's awaiting for me, you know? So I'm going back the way I know, which is also fucking horrible. It just cruised up it. I'm not sure what they were doing when they made these bloody cars in Geelong in 1978, but they were doing something right. Here's the next frightening piece. Oh baby, let's bloody go!
Alright, John's on. Ready, guys? Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins! Oh my god, he just ran in.
Leroy Jenkins! We are in the clear. That was the one piece I was not looking forward to. I was not sure if I'd make it back up it. That took me me a long time to get down because I was umming and ahhing about doing it, and I've just cleared it in probably about a minute. A nice cruisy journey back. Hopefully no one comes bloody hooning around these corners. Right, this is the rocky section that I was a bit trepidatious about before. I was looking at the big words for this one, but this was the first real challenge, which means it is now my last challenge to freedom. So now we're just going to cruise on through. Chuck her into low. Hang on. Chuck her into low. Hang on. Martin's calling me. Good morning, Martin.
What an absolute pest of an individual. Surprised you'd even answer the phone. What a scumbag.
Mate, you have no idea where I am. You have no idea what I've been through this morning.
Well, I tell you, you're not in the Pilbara, so it can't be that fucking bad.
That's true. I made it all the way out to Wilbinga sand dunes in the XC.
Oh, stop it. That's a fucking adventure.
Easy, like butter. I didn't even hear a sound coming out of that. Get in here. Right, little crest here, absolutely nothing. The amount of confidence I have now, as long as no one's coming up at the same time. Oh, mate, easy as. Now, remember when I started this journey, I thought this hill was going to be a bit of an issue. Oh no, what a silly goose I was. And that's pretty much it. That's it, done. Probably the first sedan to ever make it out there and back. And not only that, the thing's bloody 50 years old. I'm running 32 PSI and a dream. Hopefully no one's, this is the hard thing about the XC, you cannot see that far in front. The bonnet is so big, the car is so voluptuous. And it's very hard to see when it's pointing up in the bloody sky. I'm not sure if many people have had that issue before because this has never really been intended to go through such cracks as this. I'll tell you what, this seat made for it. The seats in this thing, it's like, and this is with 47 years of bums sitting on them. They're still quite comfy, still quite bouncy. Just what you need for an overlanding machine like this. All right, now obviously when we get home, I'm gonna have to do a check over of the car. We might get on the ramps, make sure everything's tickety-boo. I don't want something to have broken. Like it's a 47-year-old car. You know, also I doubt something has broken because I definitely would have heard it and I would have felt it. We'll just double check, make sure no bolts have come loose, no nuts have worked their way off the threads. But I think we'll be all right. We'll go home, give this thing a bit of a wash and give it a little bit of a health check. But as we exit the park, I'm thinking, what do four-wheel drive owners do after a big four-wheel driving session? After a wheel, you know what I'm saying? After a wheel sesh. What do? They go to, in my case, up in the Perth's northern suburbs, they go to the 7-Eleven and they put air back in their tyres. Ha! Not me, baby. I'm fully aired up. And there we have it. We are back on tarmac, back to safety and the open road. Now, my mirrors are pointing in 42 different bloody directions now. All right, I've just pulled in to 7-Eleven. This is where the four-wheel drivers come. You know, they congregate, they put air in their tyres. So I thought, let's double check. See how much PSI we're actually running in these tyres. To prove to you guys, I actually didn't air down my tyres. Because I know some people will be like, oh, he's talking shit. He'll say that he didn't air down, but we all know he did. Even though, when you saw that I was bogged, you could tell those tyres were fully inflated. It's actually letting air out on 32 PSI. 35 PSI. I don't need to say any more. 35 PSI in the rears. I'll tell you what. If that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what will. All right, we're back home. Got the XC on the ramps. Let's get under her and have a little bit of a gander, see if we've done any damage. We don't have a hole in the oil pan, which is fantastic. Now, we've got the transmission leak. Now that was obviously a leak I sort of thought I fixed. Well, I did fix with the transmission pan. As you can see, pan isn't covered in shit anymore, but this leak is coming from somewhere else. It's coming from somewhere up here, so I believe it's coming from either one of the cooler lines or sensor, or maybe even the selector shaft. But it's not too bad for now. It'll last until we get the engine swap going. Just having a look at the lower control arms. They haven't even been touched. Nothing even scraped the lower control arms. Pretty much front suspension wise, we are good to go. All the nuts are on where the nuts should be. Everything looks happy. The sway bar definitely got a bit of a workout there, but look at the thickness of that thing. It's a huge bloody sway bar now. Let's have a look. Lower control arms on the passenger side, good to go. Tie rods haven't been touched. They're still looking brand new. So I think up the front, we're looking pretty unscathed. I don't think anything touched up the front. Let's head down the back. I think the lowest point on this car is the exhaust, and even that looks bloody fine. So let's head up the back, see what we can see. Now, I don't have much room under here, but actually the lowest point is the pins for the sway bar. Now, they look like they've copped a little bit of dirt and a little bit of sand, but that's about it. These sort of plates where the shock absorber goes into, you can see it's got this protective shrouding there. Those shroudings usually get absolutely destroyed, especially when you lower these cars. Well, on lowering blocks. And this did have lowering blocks, but they seem to be pretty good. The exhaust, absolutely untouched. Even this mid-pipe here, don't look at those bloody welds. The diff doesn't have any scrapes on it, I don't think. Diff's in fine working order. Sway bar hasn't been touched. Even the U-bolts for the leaf springs, threads are looking fantastic. And then up the back here, the fuel tank, absolutely unscathed. Look, I tell you what, to go through a track like that and just have absolutely nothing go wrong on a car like that, makes me wonder, what else can I send down that track? Maybe that's a new series in itself. Buying cheap cars off Marketplace to send down the Will Binga full drive track until I get stuck. I could see some people getting angry at me for that one. Almost as many people that are angry about the chrome bar not being on the car, which I've got to admit, I did actually go to put the chrome bar back on before this video because I kind of wanted the chrome bar on the car while it was going forward driving. But then I realized the reason it was taken off was because I was missing the nuts for it, and it's missing about 4 or 5 nuts, and they're big bloody nuts. So I got to go somewhere I got to go to a bolt shop. Nearest bolt shop is like 35 minutes away from me. So, and you might think, well, spares. No, would you believe, don't have those bloody threads. It's like a lock nut. It's a weird thing for if you know anything about the chrome bars, front bumpers on these old cars, they're like a half lock nut sort of thing. It's a weird situation. Anyways, XC looks immaculate after its debut overlanding adventure. Now I'm gonna get the pressure washer, give her a bit of a clean, clean the underside, get rid of all the sand and the dust. She'll be back cruising the streets and she'll be ready for another bloody car show after this. This stuff, secret weapon to polishing metal. It's the good shit. That's it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed taking the car out there. As much as some people may think, oh, you're destroying a classic. How dare you treat a classic car like that? I'm having fun. I'm creating memories with this car. I'm having the time of my bloody life. The only thing that would have made it better is if I had someone with me, if I took the missus with me, or just took a mate out there with me. That would have made it 10 times better. But it is a Monday, and it's kind of hard to get people to go out and do random adventures with you on a Monday morning. But like I said, I'm having fun with the car. I'm driving it every day. I'm using it how it was meant to be used. Whether that is four-wheel driving or not, it's meant to be driven. It's meant to have memories created, and that's the most important thing. So once again, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed and you've made it this far, I hope you've gotten enough out of this video to hit that subscribe button. Give the video a like at least, and let me know what you thought of this video. In the next video, we're starting some pretty decent work on the car, so that'll be a huge video. Don't miss it. Remember, I upload every Saturdays. So thank you once again for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one.